So earlier this morning, via Twitter, the president announced that he and First Lady Melania both have tested positive for COVID. I'm pretty sure most folks have already figured this out because when I got up a little after 4 this morning, I'm like, oh, maybe I should do a quick update. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, I'm like late for work. We gotta go, don't have time. Um, yeah, so that happened. This is an additional dynamic because, as we know, President Trump, he's been criticized for basically nonstop over a number of different things where, in my opinion, there's plenty of criticism to go around. I see you there, Matt. Hey, how are we doing, my man? The thing is with this, it's like, especially more recently, the president has downplayed this. Even at the debate the other day, he's like, I wear a mask when I need to and everything. He's like, oh look, Joe, oh he's got the biggest mask in the world. It's like, dude, we literally had like masking laws like back the last time we had like a plague going around these parts and everything. So it's like these are pretty common things and everything. Hey, you Cap, how we doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. And the president is not a spring chicken. This is one of the things of concern. So, I mean, hey, he's a human being. I may disagree with him on a bunch of things, but I wish him and the First Lady well on a speedy recovery. We are coming up to the election. This is going to throw the debate coming up, which is actually supposed to be a town hall. So typically in those, you're going to be very close together and everything like that. And it's like, all right, the president's got a quarantine. So basically, as of it seems like a couple hours ago, we'll bring up this little article right here, brought to us by CNN. But yeah, the president is to be transferred to Walter Reed Medical Center. As you can see, they say he's going to be hospitalized there. There is a residence there, a working area. We have had times where basically, hey, I'm pretty sure, was it President Clinton? He went in for like triple or quadruple bypass. It was the time he broke his leg as well as, and there was even a point where even President Bush, he had actually transferred the reins of power. So basically, if we pop down to the article here, basically, as you can see, President Donald Trump will be hospitalized at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center and remains there for the next few days, the White House said Friday afternoon. Basically, up to this point, the President and the First Lady, they've basically just been in the actual President's residence, which is a sprawling number of rooms, as I have a cat clawing at my butt there. It's all right. It's all right. We'll get you in a second, Char Bar. Ooh, kitty. But the thing is, okay, President was transferred over there via Marine One. And the thing is, this kind of threw a lot of things into flux because if originally I had heard a Styx video and then I had heard a CNN video and Don Lemon was basically reporting because it was early this morning. I think it was like 1:15 in the morning. Apparently now the president seems to have mild symptoms. Bit of fatigue there as well. First Lady seems to have a minor cough. This does seem to be the early onset of the disease. And again, I'm unsure if I actually had this back in the beginning of February before we were really looking for it. But from what I remember at the time, I just remember getting up and it's like, all right, I'm tired. And it's like, normally I start to wake up throughout the day and I just felt tired. And as the day went on, I started to feel really, really crappy. And then the following day, I seemed to have symptoms. I was coughing. I had some sneezing. And I just really felt like crap. This was one of those things where I kind of felt like hell for about 5 days. And I was saying to myself, I'm like, yeah, if I don't start getting better, I'm legitimately thinking about going to the hospital. All I know is I actually ate some food, got a good night's sleep, and started to feel drastically better after that. Again, the president is 74 years old. This also does bring up, it's like, all right, this was initially, I believe, Hope Hicks, one of his kind of inner circle staffers. That's the vibe I'm getting, seemed to show symptoms about a day or so before. This does also bring up, all right, well, what's the incubation period? Because originally we were talking about 2 weeks and up to a month in some cases, potentially having an asymptomatic spread. How many folks did the president and these other folks come into contact with as well? Because if the president really isn't a big mask wearer, he's going around and he doesn't necessarily know he has it, between him and the first lady, and as well as potentially some of the staffers and stuff, you could have a whole lot of leadership getting it as well. We saw this over in Iran, where it's like, I thought like up to 10% of like parliament ended up losing their lives. Like, again, I'm pretty sure the federal government of these United States is going to have access to the best health care available. But this can be a very scary thing. We did see Prime Minister Boris Johnson over in the UK. When he got it, he basically ended up having ventilation as well. If that were to be the case and the president were mechanically assisted in breathing, I'm pretty sure you're going to have the transfer of power over to VP Pence, who is at the Naval Observatory and is reportedly in good health. So that would change some of the continuity of government if that was the case. If the president just has mild symptoms and it's basically just kind of like a flu, at least in his case, we do have this thing called the telephone and like, I don't know, computers and stuff like that, where I'm pretty sure the president could still continue much of his normal work and everything. As far as actually going out and going to rallies and stuff, I don't really see that and stuff. I mean, if he has like a 2-week period where he needs to go through and then have multiple negative tests before really they're going to let him out of quarantine, I mean, he might not actually get to actually hit the campaign trail until like the second half of the month. What's that going to do for the election? Not necessarily sure. I know that Vice President Biden apparently has canceled negative ads for at least the current time, which, here's the thing, the president is sick. You're just going to do a whole bunch of negative ads and stuff like that when anybody, your opponent is sick? I mean, that's not cool. I mean, we remember back, what was it, 2012? Yeah, I mean, Governor Romney at the time, what was he, just going to attack the president after like Superstorm Sandy and stuff? It's like, it's not in good taste. I mean, you can do what you want. I mean, this has been an incredibly divisive time, but the president is sick. This is an ongoing story. We're going to have to see what happens. So, just quick shout out to our friends over there in the chat. Hail Joe, and Dave M., my patrons. This broadcast is helped made possible by viewers like you, as well as Miss Sharati, Purple Rhymes with Orange, RPR, Monterey Hope. But I thank you all for joining me, and let's hope the president, the first lady, and all those throughout this great planet, as my cat is starting to destroy things, a speedy recovery. Hey, thank you all for watching. Peace out, everybody. Be safe. May God bless.